And we are live. What's going on, folks? Welcome to episode number 31 of the Nuclear Golf Podcast. Today is Monday, September 8th. My name is John. I'm joined by Hutch Bennett, one of our Nuclear Golf ambassadors, and Joey over from Scheffler Fans. As most of you guys know, I'm the co-owner of Nuclear Golf and TW Legion. And we got a bunch to get into tonight, fellas. It's just the three of us. We're a little bit light on staff tonight, but we're still going to talk about everything that went down over the last week in golf. Obviously, we had the Walker Cup. Rory had a huge win at the Irish Open. We're going to look ahead to the Pro Core Championship this week, where basically the entire U.S. Ryder Cup team is competing in Napa Valley. And then there's also the BMW PGA Championship going on at Wentworth. And then last but not least, we're going to talk a little bit about the history and origins of TW Legion, which I founded. We haven't really told that story in depth, so we're going to get into that, chat a little bit about the account, how it came to be, and then we'll also talk about the future of Tiger Woods and where we think things are going with him. So without further ado, Hutch and Joey, how are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing great. John, flash it. Let's see it. For those that don't know, John got married. He's a married man.
That's why I had to host last week. It was a rough experience for me.
Yeah, I made it. You guys made it, and I made it. So we're back.
We are back. We are so back.
Yeah, we're back and ready to roll. So let's start a little bit. Walker Cup, Irish Open was crazy. Start with the Irish, maybe. I mean, Rory McIlroy wins another National Open. This guy just loves the National Opens, and for his home event like that, what a place for him to do it. Shoots 6 under 66 on Sunday, forces a playoff on 18 with this long putt, gets into the playoff and then wins it. The crowd just went absolutely psychotic when that putt went down. It's just crazy. Rory's had quite a year now. The wins that he's racked up, the AT&T Pebble Beach, the Players, the Masters, the Irish Open, and his year still isn't even over. He's playing a bunch more tournaments this season. Mm-hmm. He's playing this week at Wentworth. He's playing in India. He's playing Abu Dhabi. Trying to think where else he's playing. He's got the Ryder Cup, obviously. I think there's a couple more even on top of that. Just your guys' thoughts on Rory McIlroy. Just seems to be playing really, really well right now. And I wouldn't really be surprised if he performs well this week as well. I think he could win this week. He's sleeping in his own bed. He literally lives at Wentworth. He lives at Wentworth Estates, his London home. And now he's competing, and we know he's in form. So what did you guys think of the Irish Open, and what do you think about this week's tournament over in London?
I mean, well, one, I didn't catch most of it because in America, it's football time. So love golf, but college football is encapsulating 95% of my attention. But yeah, as a fan of the good guys in the upcoming Ryder Cup, don't love to see it, but as a golf fan, kind of love to see it. He's firing at all cylinders right now. Love to see him do it over there and get everybody riled up. So, I mean, in that side, cool to see, I guess. But yeah, I mean, he looks like he's really primed heading into, this giant behemoth at Bethpage that should be really interesting. So I don't know. Good for him. Not great for the United States, but
and I'm kind of with you, Joey. Like, I didn't watch a ton of it either because yesterday my Falcons started. I mean, so I was heavy on that. So I did get to see the eagle putt on 18, and that may have been the loudest roar of the season. I mean, that shit was insane. That shit was so loud. Like, you could tell it was just like a home game for him, and the people were up, like just up for him. So it's super cool. I mean, he's playing really well. It's kind of the concept behind what he's doing is kind of the concept behind what we're going to talk about here in a little bit when we talk about the Pro Core. Why a bunch of the U.S. guys are playing is because Rory and a lot of those other Euros are playing a good bit leading into Bethpage. I mean, they're playing this week, this week off, then Bethpage, right? So, I mean, it's just kind of that's what it leads into. Rory, obviously, just a massive, massive year. I mean, you would think it's funny to kind of go back and think about it now. But after the Masters, when he kind of wasn't playing all that well, and then he was just like, I don't really have the motivation, and everybody's like, oh, he's done, blah, 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 whatever. Now you see this, like, he's back, baby. And if this was a PGA Tour event, like, I just think, like, worldwide player of the year, if you're including all tours and all events, like, he's got a strong case up there with Scotty. He has a strong case just based on the PGA Tour alone, but if you add in the DP World Tour stuff, like, he's got a strong case.
No,
it's pretty wild it's pretty wild, Joey, if you look at the stats. I mean, our guy Justin Ray, 20th career DP World, 20th career DP World Tour win, now tied for 10th most all time. It's quite a feat for him to rack up that many European Tour wins. Obviously, all of the majors are included in that count, right? And a couple of the other ones, but still, he's won a bunch of DP World Tour events, which is pretty impressive considering the vast majority of his schedule, at least, comes on the PGA Tour. But he still makes an effort to go overseas and play in all corners of the world, when the PGA Tour is not exactly in full swing. He typically starts his year over in I think it's Dubai, right? In January, he plays in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
He ends his year by playing Abu Dhabi. Sometimes he used to play over in China as well, like back in the WGC days on the PGA Tour. He gets around, and then this year he's playing in India along with Bryson. So that's going to be quite a scene for those guys to go over there for sure. So it's just pretty crazy. He racks up wins at these national opens, and he seems to thrive in them more than some of the other events that he plays. Crowd was so into it yesterday as well when that putt went down. Just a crazy roar, like you mentioned, Hutch. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing to see. He's actually really kind of sustained momentum throughout the year this year, I would say. I mean, he won at the beginning of the year, won kind of in the middle of the year, and now winning towards the end of the year. With a bunch more tournaments still to go. So impressive stuff from Rory McIlroy. We also obviously had the Walker Cup this past week. US defeated Great Britain and Ireland. Tons of studs on both squads, obviously. Luke Poulter on the Great Britain and Ireland team. Lots of great moments out there. But it was Team USA that came out on top. They just put on a absolute birdie barrage on Sunday, especially during the singles. Like, they were like dominating those matches. They were at one point, I think they were like leading in 5 and like tied in 2, and they were only down like 1 or 2 matches. So they played extremely well throughout at Cyprus.
They went 8-1-1, which is the most since 2009 when they upped it to 10 matches. So 4th or 5th consecutive in a row for the United States. I mean, it's kind of just sheer domination. GB&I has only won twice over in the US. So it's just, and I mean, in fairness, in the team events, they looked, it was a lot tighter. And then, you're right, John, just singles absolutely tore it up. And again, not much surprise there, I guess. I mean, a bunch of good athletes on both sides, but the US just seems to dominate the Walker Cup. They're now 49 and then 1 tie. So, I mean, you can't really argue against that, but keep chugging.
You guys saw that Rory had put out a kind of a pump up video for the Great Britain and Ireland team. He also predicted that the Euros would win at Bethpage, which obviously fires some people up. Ryder Cup's coming. It's coming quick. It's gonna be an incredible scene. We've talked about it on this show numerous times now. There's no event like this one. I mean, it's really just a insanely unique sporting event, and in New York, it's going to be absolutely insane. I think we can all agree that it's going to be a wild scene, like on that first tee. Apparently, the president is going to be there as well. should be pandemonium, as they call it.
It's going to be crazy. We can't wait for it. I know we kind of got to touch on it a little bit last week, and I know we'll have a much more in-depth like Ryder Cup preview show before it, but it is going to be hectic, insane, chaotic. The fans are loud. The fans are crazy. I just keep going back to how Sergio got treated at that U.S. Open page. Like, it's just like, this is what I'm here for, and this is what I want the Ryder Cup to be. I want booing. I want all that. So I can't wait for it.
Yeah. So the two Ryder Cup teams are taking different approaches to their preparation. Bunch of the Euros are playing the BMW PGA this week, including Rory McIlroy, as we said. And then on the U.S. side, all the American guys are playing the Procore Championship at Silverado Resort in Napa. Almost the entire team is, used to be the Fries.com. Almost the entire team is teeing it up. It's just Bryson DeChambeau, who's ineligible to compete on the PGA Tour, is not playing. Kind of made the case that he wanted to. I think he was saying, up to the PGA Tour. Too bad we can't all come together as a team. So those were interesting comments. I mean, he already knows the answer, that he's not going to be allowed to play, but he put it out there that he wanted to, I guess. And then Xander Schauffele is also not playing. This is not the first time that Xander Schauffele has not been making an appearance right before the Ryder Cup. In fact, I believe back when the event was in Rome, I think Xander didn't go on the scouting trip. I believe there was a scouting trip prior to that, and Xander and Cantlay didn't scout when all the other guys went over. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened 2 years ago.
Cantlay didn't go because he wasn't getting paid.
Well, that was the alleged thing.
But Xander, he just kind of moves to the beat of his own drum. I think it's just kind of whatever. He honestly, like, the only person on that team who has an excuse for not being there. And granted, he could have something in his personal life. I don't want to overstep on that, but short of something like that, the only person who has an excuse is Bryson, because he's not allowed to be there.
Well, I feel like at first it sounded like Xander was saying there's some sort of like family matter, like, I mean, very vague, but then I guess it kind of came out more that it was just he was mentally tapped and that it was more of a mental reset, which, like, if that's what you need to do, go do it. And I'm sure it was discussed with Keegan and all the other guys, and there's no drama coming out of it. There's no reason other than just either needing a rest or maybe there is a family matter. It's really nobody's business. But I mean, I wasn't sure if it was simply like there was something going on. I think that we would have heard something by now, or if he's struggling with something, I think it's probably just trying to get in the right headspace before the big match. So, I mean, I'm not super, super worried about it.
Sure. Regardless, two great fields this week. I mean, Procore is not usually one that we have our eyes on, but I think we will this week, given that those guys are all teeing it up. It's a good fall boost for the PGA Tour as well. Typically, this event is a complete dud, so they're lucky they're getting a great field this week. Definitely going to be tuning in a little bit this weekend, and we'll be back to discuss it on Monday. And the BMW PGA is going to be great as well, right? It'll be nice because BMW PGA will be on Sunday morning, wrapping up with the time change over in London, and right after that, leaders will be teeing off at the Procore, right? Although actually it'll be even later because it's a Pacific time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the BMW will be wrapping up like right around when the NFL's kicking off on Sunday.
And that.
I mean, nothing against the Pro Course. This is the most excitement the Pro Course had since whatever year it was that Tiger announced he was going to play and then ultimately didn't play. But he announced he was going to play. And that was probably the most hype around this tournament since then, honestly.
Yeah. That would have been 2015 or 2016.
I want to say it was 16 because he was coming back from a back surgery. I think.
Yes, and then he did play the Hero. You're right. It was 2016 for sure. Because then he said
this was like before the Fusion.
Yeah, because he did end up playing the Hero, but he was going to play in Turkey after the Napa event.
Yeah. Was this the same year that he went to? Did he go to Abu Dhabi? Is that where, or Dubai? Is this the same year where he went through after the first round?
That's the following year. That's the next winter. So like months after the Hero.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, okay, look, we're jumping around. That's kind of like Tiger history here. I don't know. Are we ready to get to that? Because we've got something big for the people. Are we ready to get to that?
I was just going to jump. Just one last thing about the Pro Court. So obviously there's some players. There's some other things to it, right? There's some exemption. They're finalizing the top 100. There's some FedEx Cup points for some guys on the cusp, but 95% of the people are probably going to be tuning in for the Ryder Cup brush up. I just didn't know if you guys had any. I mean, does somebody need to go play pretty well and just kind of brush off anything that happened towards the latter half of the season to make you feel better towards Bethpage? I mean, is it kind of just more internal for the guys? We know the guys that are going to go out there. Scotty's going to go just be Scotty. I'm not really worried about him tuning up for the Ryder Cup at all. But there's some guys on that roster that might need to, show a little fine tuning before the 20. I mean, we're how many days out? We're like 15, 16 days out or something like that.
Yeah.
For the most part, I feel that, the team is set. These guys have demonstrated that they're, got the ability to make this team, whether it be experience from the past or they've had a pretty consistent year for the most part. I mean, they've obviously accumulated the points needed to be on this team, which demonstrates that they've been pretty good throughout the season.
Yeah. So for me, this week is not about who wins. It's just about them playing. They just need to play some competitive golf more than rounds at home, cash games or whatever. So it's that. I think the bigger, well, I don't know about the bigger, but there are some big storylines like you're talking about, Joey, with guys trying to keep their exemptions and their spots on tour and things of that nature. I know you mentioned Tom Kim at one point was pretty close to the edge there. So there's some guys that it's an important week for a lot of guys. It's an important week for a lot of guys.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So, I mean, are we ready for the main event?
Sure.
Yeah, John, this is about you.
So you guys have all heard John at the beginning of this show every week. Except for last week when you had a scrub as the host. You hear him say he's the co-owner of Nuclr Golf and of TW Legion, but for a long time, TW Legion, there was no face behind that account. And it's a big account. It was TW Spot before it was TW Legion. And then we ran into some shit with the internet and lost it and had to basically start over. So John's that guy. So he's kind of going to give us his origin story here. I know where I think it started, and it was Valhalla, right? Is that where the whole thing started?
That's where it all started. I'll start from the very beginning. I remember Tiger had just withdrew from the 2014 Bridgestone Invitational at Firestone, if you guys remember that.
And that shot in the bunker that got his back all screwed up.
Shot in the bunker. Back got jacked up. I think he left after 9. Was it on the 9th hole? It was on the 11th hole, maybe 13th hole. I can't remember the exact hole.
The turn, but yeah.
He had made the turn. Obviously it's pretty bad. Withdraws. PGA is literally the next week. So, he withdraws probably more out of precaution, trying to make sure that he's okay for that next week. So anyways, fast forward to next week, PGA Championship week. nobody knows if Tiger's going to play or not. I'm not sure if we really didn't know, to be honest. I mean, we probably thought, okay, he's probably going to tee it up. It's Tiger. He's going to find a way.
Yeah.
But we weren't sure. Like normally for a major championship, he arrives on, Sunday or Monday, and he didn't arrive. And even
we're getting into like Tuesday, Wednesday at this
we're
point.
getting into Tuesday. He still didn't arrive. We're getting into Wednesday, and speculation starts to mount at this point, right?
They got cameras on a parking spot, bro.
Yeah. Cameras on a parking spot. I mean, obviously the inside reporters at that point. Now, mind you, it's 2014, so we weren't tracking planes like we were now. I didn't know about that at that point, that you even could. So, and I just wasn't. I was new to this at that point, right? I was a big Tiger fan, but not like that level. So there's cameras on his parking spot. I remember I'm at my grandma's house. I'm watching Golf Central because, they've got the live from coverage, like the midday live from coverage, like where they come on during lunch. And it was Jason Sobel and Kelly Tillman who were on the desk. Like that's a blast from the past, those two people on the desk. And they're showing the parking spot. Obviously they had heard like whispers that he was on his way, but they weren't going to say that. So they kept it really dramatic. They had the camera on. Next thing you know, Jason Sobel, he literally says on the air, he's like, somebody's going to make a Twitter account like called Tiger Woods parking spot. And it's only a matter of time. Somebody's going to make a Twitter account called Tiger Woods parking spot. In that moment, I was like, I got to do this. Like, this is going to be hilarious. So I make the account. It was literally called TW spot. That's what it was called. Over on Twitter. And, it didn't gain that many followers. Like I think it got it got mentioned on the air, right? Because I had made it. It got mentioned on the air. Got, I don't know, 500, 600, 700 followers, somewhere in that range. But my goal was never at that point to make it into a fan account or anything like that. It was literally just, this is fun. This is a fun opportunity. Let's make this parking spot account. So what I was doing was, I was a kid at the time, right? So literally just tweeting out as his parking spot. Like, because the camera was on and I'm literally just like, he hasn't, like I was tweeting, I'm like, he hasn't arrived yet. Not sure if he's going to arrive. Like it was really dumb, but looking back, right, it's hilarious looking back. Anyways, I remember very clearly Amanda Balionis was the reporter that was in the parking lot. She was doing some reporting work for the PGA of America that week, and Tiger pulls in the Mercedes SUV. There's literally like 50 media members like waiting outside of his parking spot because they all heard that he was coming. Tiger arrived, went and played 9 holes. He gets out of the car looking like brand new guy. Didn't look like he had any back issues. I remember he put his foot on the trunk to tie his shoes and stuff. I don't know if you remember that, Hutch. There's video of this on YouTube. You can go back and watch his Valhalla arrival. Anyways, that's how TW Spot started. I don't believe that I actually tracked any shots that week because the goal of the account was not to be a tracker. It was literally just to be Tiger Woods parking spot. Few months went by, to be honest, after that was created. I didn't really know what to do with it at that point, but I always wanted to create a fan community for Tiger. There was a couple of accounts that I had followed back in the day. Obviously, Golf Channel Tiger Tracker was the main one, which I began following in 2012, but it was more of like a corporate account. It wasn't like it wasn't a fan-made account for fans of Tiger. It was a corporate account run by the Golf Channel. It's well known that there was like 8 or 9 different staffers that were running that thing. The other 2 accounts that I looked up to was actually, one guy was called Tiger Answers. I'm sure you remember, Hutch, maybe. One of the OG accounts that literally just responded to people's comments on the Tiger Tracker account, because people were always asking questions, right? Like they were always like, what time is he teeing off? And then Tiger Tracker wouldn't respond. So Tiger Answers would respond. The other account that I was inspired by was Tiger Quest for 19, I believe it was called.
Something along those lines. I remember it.
Yeah, it was, his profile photo, I remember very clearly. His profile photo was Tiger winning the 2000 US Open. That was his profile photo, I believe. So I was inspired to create an account off of that, created TW Spot. It's probably the real tracking began towards the end of 2014, I think it was. That's also around the same time that I created TW Spot on Instagram, which went on to become a large community over on that platform, just with photo updates and video highlights before all the copyright striking and all that kind of stuff kicked in. But yeah, he didn't play. I don't think Tiger played very much at the end of 2014, did he, Hutch?
No, I don't think he did.
I don't have any recollection.
We were kind of getting into like, it's weird that you kind of got going like right as the back stuff really kicked into high gear, and we really started missing a lot of events that we never would really miss.
Right.
It's so that I don't know. That may have
he did play the hero.
Honestly,
he did play the hero. I'm remembering now. It was at Isleworth, because it wasn't until 2015 that the hero was actually at Albany for the first year. I believe. I believe. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that was the situation. Fast forward to 2015, Tiger announced he was going to play the Farmers Insurance Open and the Waste Management. And as you guys remember, those events went horribly for Tiger in 2015. We had the yips going on, the Chris Como. I think it was the Chris Como season. He had just switched over to Chris Como. He said he was in between swing patterns.
Disappeared after Waste Management, didn't come back till the Masters.
Disappeared after Waste Management, didn't come back till the Masters. We had, God bless him, Tim Rosefort back in early 2015. I remember he used to tweet out, this is back when, nobody was really on Twitter, but he would tweet out, Tiger update coming at 6 p.m. We all had to tune into like Golf Central to get the latest Tiger news. Tiger took a scouting trip to Augusta on the Tuesday, played again on the Friday. This is when he shot like the worst ball 66, or was it? Yeah, worst ball 66. So like every shot you need to replicate essentially. Every birdie putt you make, you have to putt it again from the same spot.
Yeah.
So worst ball 66, played Augusta, and then played sporadically throughout 2015, but didn't have a good year. That's the same year that he played the Wyndham Championship.
Hold out the flop on one.
Hold out the flop. He was desperate, obviously, right, to get into the playoffs at that point. Was that the situation at that time? He didn't have the points.
Yeah, and he was in contention, like he was going to win, and then I don't remember. I don't know if it was like 11 or 12 on Sunday, but he just bladed a chip way over a green, and it was like the stuff from Waste Management kind of was coming back or whatever, and then he ended up making triple on that hole. Didn't win the event, but he did get into at least the first playoff event.
Did he get into the first playoff event?
I thought he did, but I could be wrong.
2015.
We're talking 10 years ago, baby.
I know, it's crazy because 2015, I remember vividly where I was when he committed. I was in an Apple store, funny enough, when he committed. You just remember these moments because they're just so vivid in my mind. Committed to the he committed to the Wyndham like way after hours, right? Like I think it was after he had missed the cut at the PGA, I want to say.
He did.
2015 PGA must have been Whistling Straits, I think. And he
It
committed
was
to,
because he missed the cut, and then you had to like whatever 6 o'clock on Friday or whatever to.
yeah, he had extra time to register, and
Yeah.
we were shocked when he played the Wyndham. Like I never thought he would play it.
Yeah.
I thought that was it for his season. Played the Wyndham. I think he ended up finishing like T10 there. Did he not? He played well at the
He
Wyndham.
finished, yeah, T10. He actually did not get into the playoffs.
Did not get into the playoffs, but had a high finish because of that first round. I think he shot, I want to say he shot like 65
I'm looking
on
at
Friday.
it. Looking at it right now. He shot 64, 65 on Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, so
68 Saturday, and then 70 Sunday.
yeah, he played well and he was in contention, but it didn't come out to be. And then if you fast forward through to 2016, this is where things really started to go downhill for Tiger, right?
He had the fusion,
yeah,
didn't he?
26, yeah, it was 2016 April, right?
He missed the whole season.
Yeah. Well, he played, did he not try to play at the beginning of the 2016 season? Like
I think he did. So looking at after the Wyndham, as far as PGA Tour events, he missed the entire next PGA Tour season. Then the following season, he played the Farmers, and that was it.
right. Okay, I remember now because at the 2015 Hero, he was in a cart. And
Yeah.
he was at the Hero World Challenge. He was in a cart and his kids were there with him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good. This is when he said there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I remember now. So that was the 2015 Hero, and the spasms were really getting bad at that point. And then fast forward to spring 2016, I don't think he had played any events at that point because he was coming off a surgery, right? He had surgery in the fall of 2015.
May have been his third microdiscectomy or whatever.
Was it his third at that point? Yeah, because he had missed the Masters in 2014 as well, right?
Yeah.
Came back at the Open, I believe. And then didn't play many events after that. And then 2015 was rough. And then going into 16, didn't make any starts pre-Augusta. And then there was tons of speculation about whether he would play Augusta, including from our account on TW Spot. We still had TW Spot at that point in 16.
Yeah.
So didn't end up playing Augusta, but he tried to play. And it's well documented that he did try to play. Like there's quotes talking about it where he said he was doing everything he could to play, but wasn't good enough to go. He went to the Champions Tour, but didn't play Augusta. So that was like devastating. He missed that entire season, right? It was brutal. But Hutch, this is where TW Spot really kind of gained momentum. There was so much speculation like every week that he could play at various points, right? Like there was speculation he could play at the Memorial that year. There was speculation he was going to play the Players. There was speculation he was going to, just nothing ever happened. He was never ever good enough to go. And within all of that time, like he had appearances where he was making swings. Like he went to Blue Jack National in April of 2016 to open the course, and like he was hitting driver at that point. So it's fair to speculate that he was going to play. Like at the TGR Foundation Tiger Jam event, he was hitting balls there, but he wasn't making any starts on the PGA Tour. So fast forward all the way to December of 2016. Tiger's back. He returns for the Hero World Challenge. he actually played well, right? He shot 65 on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I think he shot 7 under on Friday.
He was doing little recoil swings. Like, we're like, this is it, son. Like, we are back.
Yeah, we are back. We're thinking
We are
the
so
best.
back.
He played pretty well. Like I think he ejected a little bit over the weekend. But
Yeah, he went 69, 68, 75, 68.
on Saturday, he was wearing blue. I remember.
Yeah, but he finished. He got ninth. He got ninth.
He got ninth, and we were all like fired up about it because
We were so excited.
we hadn't seen him play. That was his first start in forever. And, we're thinking
Post fusion at this point. Like, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. So we go into 2017 thinking, this is going to be a great season. He's back. And the start of that season started very, very optimistically because he committed to like 4 tournaments all at once, right?
Yeah.
He committed after that hero
earlier.
After that hero in 2016, he committed to playing the Farmers in 2017. He committed to playing Dubai, which he was going to literally fly. He did it, right? He played
did.
Farmers. Played Farmers, it was brutal. He played Dubai, it was brutal.
With
now
Drew,
this is like memories of tracking him in the middle of the night, 4 a.m.
This is when the fusion happened. We're not post fusion yet.
No, we're not.
He played the first round of Dubai, shot like 78. He could barely hit the ball. I remember us talking about it vividly, like in a group chat at 4:00 in the morning about how he's just swiping at it. He's barely able to hit the ball, and he's using his club to get out of bunkers when he's in them, and like to get his body out of the bunkers, not the ball, to get his body out of the bunkers.
I vividly remember the post-round media conference, and he's paid a lot to go over to Dubai, right? So
yeah,
he's got to try and grind through it. But Bob Herrig asked him, he said, Tugger, you looked uncomfortable out there. Like, is it physical? And Tiger was like, no, just didn't play very well. Like,
yeah.
And it's like, dude.
Right, bro, we can see you can barely walk.
Yeah. You kidding me right now? So withdraws from Dubai, I think, on the Friday. Yeah. I don't think he ever teed off.
No, we all woke up stupid early to watch him tee off, and he didn't even tee off.
We all woke up stupid early, didn't tee off. So flies home. He's already been committed to playing the Genesis. He was going to play an ambitious 4 starts in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
We were like
across 2 continents.
Yeah, across 2 continents. We're over the moon thinking, wow, this is unbelievable. He's back. He's playing this much, this early in the season, all before Augusta. Yeah. Like, this is a dream. Anyways, doesn't complete the tournament in Dubai, and then can barely get to his press conference in California for the Genesis. In fact, I don't even think he went to it.
No.
I'm pretty sure his agent had said he is horizontal right now or something along those lines. And, I don't think he ended up having a press conference at the Genesis.
I don't think so either. And then that was it. He didn't play that year.
But that wasn't it. He was also scheduled to play the Honda the week after the Genesis too.
Yeah.
Was he not? I'm pretty sure.
I believe so. But
he withdrew from that, and that's where everything went south. He had the fusion after that.
I think I just remember the tone of us. I think at that point we were all kind of coming to accept that, like, this may be a little bit, because we've had 4 back surgeries at this point, 3 or 4 back surgeries at this point. Like, and we saw him in Dubai. It's like, this is not like we tried to explain it away. Like, oh, he was on a plane for 13 hours or whatever. Looking back on it, like, we were just dumb and just optimistic about it all. But yeah, he didn't play. He didn't play the Masters. If you remember, he announced that he wasn't going to play the Masters because he said his game wasn't tournament ready.
Yes.
And then but at the Champions Dinner, isn't that the Champions Dinner where he told everybody he was done?
Yeah. Nick Faldo's claim to fame.
And then
there.
2 weeks later, he had the Fusion.
Yeah. So he has the Fusion in the spring of 2017. And then this
April.
is where
it was right after the Masters.
Yeah. And then this is where we got the DUI, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Memorial Day.
Weekend. 2017. These are rough times. So trying to run the account and track through all of this and keep people engaged was a challenge, right? But that's kind of one thing that we did on the account through all these dark times.
Mm-hmm.
We had this group chat, this community with all the biggest super fans. And, the key in all of it was keep the faith. Let's stay optimistic. He's going to come back.
And everybody was about it because I think it was 2016, maybe 27. It would have to be 2016 because we've talked about it on the show before. I live about 45 minutes north of East Lake, and I went to the Tour Championship that year, and I had a shirt, I think, that said "Make Tiger Great Again." It was definitely 2016 because "Make Tiger Great Again." That was the only. And I'd made the shirt, and I think you posted it either on the account or on the Instagram account or maybe both, and it kind of blew up. And that's kind of where we were like, for me anyway, it was like, all right, yeah, people are still like, we're all ready for him to come back. There's still a lot of people ready for this.
Yeah.
And then it finally happened.
Yeah. So we gotta talk a little bit more about 2017 first, though. We get through the summer, nothing much. It's announced that Tiger is going to be an assistant captain at the 2017 President's Cup, right? Was that at Medina, I want to say?
I think so.
I think it was, right? I think it was at Medina. Or was it at Hazeltine?
I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, so 2017, Tiger's an assistant vice captain at the President's Cup, and he had a press conference there, and he said, we could see that he was walking. He hit some chip shots during the President's Cup practice days, and then
Liberty National is where it was.
Oh, was that Liberty National, right?
Yeah.
I knew that because there's a photo of him looking out onto the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
So there's a press conference. Tiger says, "Oh, I don't know really what my future holds." That was the quote. "Don't know what my future holds." I think it was like September the 30th that came out. Obviously, he knew he was coming back at that point, but he didn't want to overshadow the event because a couple weeks prior is when we got the chipping video, which was doctor gave me the okay to start chipping and putting. Yeah. Remember?
That or he'd always do that or like progressing nicely or some stupid shit like
progressing nicely wasn't progressing nicely was another thing. That was in 2016. That's when there was rumors that he couldn't walk and all that.
Yeah.
Which looking back was true. Like
that
entire thing was literally just to quell speculation at the time. But yeah, 2017 puts that chipping video out. I remember being on a cruise with my family that weekend. I had no internet, so I missed that entire announcement after waiting like 2 years for Tiger to do anything at all. So when I saw that it was actually like a day or two after the was it McGregor versus Mayweather?
Yeah.
Yes. I want to say that was going on at that time. I could be wrong.
He definitely needed like Drake or any middle 20-year-old female to start writing his captions on his videos because his stuff was just always so weak.
Yeah.
Progressing nicely. Or doctor gave me the okay to start chip. We need something witty and catchy.
So we get to the President's Cup. He says he doesn't know what his future holds, even though he had posted that hype video already.
Yeah.
So after the President's Cup, couple weeks go by, we get an iron video. I think we get an iron swing video from Medalist. We get a stinger video a couple of weeks after that, which is like, what the heck? Like, at that point, we all knew what was going on, right?
Yeah.
And then we get a driver video on a Sunday. He just puts on a red shirt and rips a driver out there.
Yeah.
At that point, we were like, okay, he's back. And then played the hero, right, in 2017, and it just felt different than all the other years.
Yeah, that's the year I was mistaken earlier. That's the year I was talking about earlier where he got 9th.
Right.
Saturday was the rough day, but he was, full recoil on drivers. That's the year I think he outdrove JT at one point and was talking shit to him. And so, yeah,
that was the 18. That was the 18 hero. But
okay,
I know what you're. I know
we're
what you're
coming
talking about.
at this point. Like it's clear to us at this point that like the fusion has worked. He's proven that you can play golf post fusion, which that was a big thing. We didn't know if that was possible, if he could come back to golf after a fusion. So at this point, like we're starting to see the possibilities, and it wasn't until the next year when he started contending. I think Valspar was probably the first real contention.
No. It was the Honda, because like I was there. So
okay.
Honda Classic, he plays back-to-back weeks. He plays the Genesis, misses the cut. He plays the Honda. He commits to the Honda the week before. I waited to buy flights until he committed on the Friday. Plays the Honda and finished like T12, I want to say.
Is that the year he shot like the 62 or whatever on Sunday?
No. That's like 2012.
That was way before. That was when he's coming back from a swing change, not a.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was like crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
On the Sunday of the 2018 Honda, like he went out on a fast start on Sunday. I think he was like 4 under through 9 or something. And he was 3 or 4 shots back of the lead.
Yeah.
For a bit. So everyone felt there was a chance. But like it was the 2018 Honda that I knew he was truly back, because he was hitting like stingers. Like he was hitting like 300-yard 2-irons down there. And I know it's like hot and whatnot, but
this is the year where we would get those. He'd wear white on Saturdays and make like huge charges. He did it to Players. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. I gotcha. The match play was great.
It was it 2018 match play or 2019 match play though? It was 2019 match play that he went crazy.
Oh yeah, right before the Masters.
Yeah. But he did play the 2018 match play as well, I want to say.
Yeah. So at this point, like it's in full swing. We're back.
Now,
but us as a group, I remember us collectively just kind of being like, we're just going to soak this up because the bat could go at any minute. Like, we don't know what the future looks like. Let's just soak it up.
2018 marks a big point in the story of the account because it was the Arnold Palmer Invitational, which he was playing. And it was Friday morning of the Arnold Palmer second round, and I lost the TW spot account. I started getting copyright strikes, and I kept, counter-striking them. I'd delete the content that was infringing, whatever, but they took the account away. Music copyright on the hype videos that I had been making from 2016 through 2018, just literally made to fire people up, keep people with optimism and hope through all of these down times. They were striking old videos and they deleted my account. It was devastating at that time because we had 10,000 followers. It felt like Tiger was finally back, and then we lose the account. It was, I'm sure you remember it, Hutch. It was a rough time there when we lost it. We tried desperately to get it back. What's that?
So they can't. I mean, they like just permanently removed the account. It wasn't even like a temporary ban or anything.
No, permanent thing. It was brutal. Now, this is where Legion comes in. I already had the TW Legion account. I had acquired it from somebody else well before TW Spot was removed. So I had kind of a backup plan, and it already had a few thousand followers when we needed it to track. So we kind of used that as a springboard to grow the audience back up, right? And then from 2018, obviously everything that happened then, like the playoff events, he had so many high finishes, right? I went to the 2018, or no, I didn't go to the BMW. I went to the BMW in 19. But he had high finishes through the 2018 playoff events. I think he finished second at the 2018 BMW, and then he won the Tour Championship, right?
Hell, and yes, he did. I was there.
That was a major, major moment in the history of of the Tiger Woods fan community at that point, right?
Yeah.
We all remember just how excited we were to finally see him win. Finally happened. And then the President's Cup, right? Or no, the Ryder Cup, 2018 Ryder Cup.
Tiger Very bad.
Not great at that event. He had just
went
won.
0-4.
Went 0-4. He looked sick, tired. The back almost looked to be bothering him at some points.
It was tight. It was a little cooler over there.
Yeah. So we got through it. Got through to the Hero. Played the Hero. This is where he outdrove JT. I think he finished 5th that year at the Hero. And then 2019 came around, and that's when things got back on track, right? We had some starts before Augusta. The match play, he beat Rory in Austin.
Yeah.
Right? And then he won the Masters. And then
from there it kind of tailed off, but
from
it was a high point.
But that's kind of how the account started. So in all these events we were tracking, we were chatting amongst each other as a community. We got through a lot of dark times through all of that, right? It was,
but the Masters that day, this is going to make me sound just really stupid, but and Joey, maybe the biggest trouble that Scotty's ever had is going to jail one morning.
Hey, don't put it down.
But him winning the Masters that year, that group that morning was just like, it was just a magical place to be that morning, right? Like it was, you're just there with, I don't even know how many people are in it because there were a lot more people in it than there are now. But it was like, I mean, we were all just, everybody was engaging. Everybody was talking. We were all going crazy. We couldn't believe that it happened. And the only thing I hate was that it happened at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever, instead of your traditional 6 or 7 o'clock at night, like it should have been. But it was just I guess just like a testament to what had been built over the preceding 5 years, I guess, at that point, or almost 5 years at that point, 4.5 years at that point. Like there were so many of us, and it was great. That one day it just made it all like, this is great. Like I'm here with everybody who feels the same way that I do. Like this is wild.
I just remember
when we get wrapped up with this, I do have a funny story to tell about what happened to me the other day at the doctor's office. Speaking of Tiger.
Okay. I just remember not being really able to tweet very well at the end of the round because I was shaking so much.
Yeah.
Like from 16 on, essentially. When he hit it close on 16, all the way to the last putt, because he still needed to make that last putt, right? Did he not win
He
by
needed a
one?
bogey. He had to make a
Yeah, so
bogey.
so I was nervous over that putt for whatever reason. Just you never
Dude,
know,
when
right?
when he had the chip shot onto the green,
Yes.
like after he kind of missed the fairway a little bit right.
Yeah.
Then he fanned that 8-iron up there or whatever, and then he chip. But when he was getting ready to hit that chip shot, like I'm flashing back to Waste Management. I'm like, he's about to blade this thing into Narnia, and we're screwed. Like this is it. You know what I'm saying? But no, that was sick. That was God, what a day that was. I don't know if I'll ever experience a day like that as a fan of anything again, because that was crazy.
No, I didn't realize, because obviously, like, I don't Hutch, you've been doing it, in the community a lot longer. Like, I didn't realize that if Tiger wasn't hurt, it really none of it would have because I mean the whole point was that like the only reason people were like tuning in was because they were on the edge of their seat waiting for updates or like trying to see if he was going to play in the next tournament. So I mean, I didn't realize that that's where it started for you, John. Was that if
John was kind of the plug for Tiger info that people didn't know. I mean, he had stuff. A lot of times he had stuff before it was like widely available, so there was some stuff we would know. And yeah, I mean, if Tiger hadn't been hurt, I think it's probably safe to say that it wouldn't be as big as it is, and maybe wouldn't have turned into Nuclear in general, and we probably wouldn't be doing this. But Tiger, the injury stuff really played a big role in all of it, because it was the foundation of creating the account in the first place. Was a back injury, but a parking spot because of a back injury, or how ridiculous it was that they put a camera on a parking spot. But yeah, you're right, Joey. Like the injury played a huge role.
And even towards the end of 2020, when we made Nuclear, it was coming off of more injury situations because he had just had another back procedure that fall. Right. And then we get into 2021. He's injured. He's still recovering from the back injury. And then the car accident happens.
He's filming those videos for Golf Digest with like Dwayne Wade and all them.
He was filming those videos with Will Smith's Jada Smith.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade, Jada Pinkett Smith, all that.
Man, that was a bad day. I remember getting a direct message about 40 minutes before.
Entanglement partner.
Yeah. I remember getting a direct message about 45 minutes before it actually went mainstream on the news. Saying like, I got this DM and it was like, hey, I work with someone at Golf Digest. Tiger's been in a really bad accident. Like, this is before it was like anywhere. Nobody had seen it. And I was just shook. I didn't even know what to do. Didn't know if he was alive. I didn't know anything, right? And then nobody had seen any photos until I flicked on like CNN. And they just had that aerial view of the car, like upside down. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like on its side. It was on its side, like all busted up off of a cliff. And it's just like,
it was kind of a crazy, like the way that
visual,
the helicopter, like that main video that spread really quick, it looked like he drove off like a 250-foot cliff and just tumbled the entire way down, which I know obviously wasn't the case, but I mean, that wasn't absurd. Like I remember seeing that wreckage and just being like, because when did that happen?
2021 February.
I was about to say, was that right before or right after Kobe passed away?
Right after,
because I remember it was like, whoa. Like I think there was just that kind of feeling where, like, again, at that point, I think it'd been confirmed that like he was at least alive, but it was just like you see that picture of the wreckage and like you see it all at once, especially you get on Twitter, you get on the news, and like just it's like how Kobe happened. Like you didn't have the time to absorb it. You just were like saw all the headlines and you're like, wait.
Well, the Kobe thing happened. His death was in January of 2020 because Tiger played the Genesis that year.
Oh, that's right.
And he found out after the round, right? Remember?
That one too.
They got like his
Yeah, he was
live
like, "Oh, they're
reaction.
saying do it for Mamba, do it for Mamba," and he's like, "What?"
Yeah. And then it was the next year that we had this happen. And he had done that interview at the Genesis where he was in the booth with Nance, remember? And didn't look great.
No.
Couldn't really get through the interview. They were asking when he's going to play. He didn't seem certain about even being at Augusta at that point.
Yeah.
Anyways,
right.
that was yeah. That was a dark day for the Tiger community. But he was alive, right? So we were happy about that. We were very, very happy that he was alive and that he didn't lose his leg.
We have had our ups and our downs big time.
Yeah.
There's been a lot more, like, as far as like quantity, a lot more downs.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as quality, the ups, the big up, the two big ups of Eastlake and Augusta are like dog. Like it just,
and the Zozo, don't forget
and the
that.
Zozo, because the Zozo kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like he hadn't been playing very well going into that from what I remember, and we didn't really expect that, and it happened.
No, because after Augusta, he had a knee issue. He had knee surgery, a minor knee surgery. And I remember they posted like, Tiger's had knee surgery, but he still plans to play the Zozo. That was in like August or something.
Yeah.
Which was crazy, right?
Shut up and beat Hideki on home soil.
He wins the Zozo after looking in really bad shape after Augusta, to be honest. We didn't see him for like a month and a half because he was just so mentally like shook by winning. And then didn't really see him, and then he goes out and wins Zozo. It was a surprise. And then 2020, not a great year there. That's when we had the delayed Masters, the fall Masters. Remember that?
We made a 10 on hole 12.
We made a 10 and then we birdied out. Not a great year though in 2020. 2021, we get the accident. It's crazy that we're still talking about 2021 and we're 4 years still away from where we are today. Like, crazy how long.
Left the Genesis 2 years ago in an ambulance. It was 2024's Genesis, wasn't it?
Yeah. He didn't leave in one, but
stomach bug or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that was. Yeah.
The camera sure made it,
Yeah.
Oh, they hyped it up for that.
Oh yeah, that was...
Dude. Yeah, I mean, we've had just so many ups and downs. Little peek behind the curtain. I've got to have the micro discectomy surgery that he's had. So I don't even think I've told you guys this, but last Friday I went to the surgeon to talk to him. And he was talking. I was like, "Hey man, like how quick can I come back and play golf?" And he's like, "Well, for return to golf, probably like 6 weeks, maybe upwards of 3 months, whatever." He's like, "But golfers have done it before. Like it's definitely possible. Like there's this guy, his name's Tiger Woods. He's actually he came back and won the Masters. He's had the surgery. He had a fusion, which is a lot more serious than the surgery you're having right now." Now, guys, I'm wearing what I'm wearing right now.
Which is all you
right? Like literally. So I said, "Doc, you're not one of them doctors that plays golf, do you?" And he's like, "How'd you know?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm head to toe in that guy's brand right now. You think I don't know that he had back surgery several times? Like, come on, bro."
You also should have told him, you're like, "Hey, don't know if you can tell by my appearance, I'm not Tiger Woods." Like,
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, and
let's push that window back a couple months.
I don't want to have this back surgery anyway, but here we are. We are.
That's pretty crazy. I hope everything goes well for you though with that, because that's a rough one.
Yeah, I mean, not ideal, but here we are. Hopefully, I don't have to have as many as he had.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Thanks for getting into that. I mean, from my perspective, obviously, like I haven't, there's God, how many years is that gap? Like 7-year gap where I was off doing high school things, but while y'all were having all this going on. So it is kind of cool to like, sit down and take the time. Who said a bad week in golf existed? It's dead right now, but we made good use of the time. And I think that, I don't know, I enjoyed it.
No, we just got and there's so much that we didn't.
That's the crazy part.
Get into. Like, there's a lot that happened over the years that we didn't get into, but like, there'll be time for that. But we squeezed like 45 minutes out of that story, and there's a lot that we didn't get into.
There's a lot, like a lot and a lot. Like, the depth of it all, like the times when it seemed like he was gonna play but he didn't. The withdrawals. I mean, obviously, the whole leg situation and the comeback from that is a whole other story. Making it to Augusta, right? Like 2022 Augusta. Like, literally just 13 months, I think it was, after sustaining that leg injury, he plays the Masters.
Was that the cold Masters where he was like, where we found out later that Jason Day was telling us that like one of the screws had poked through the skin and was.
Yeah, that was the 2022.
He made the cut but missed or withdrew or missed the secondary cut or whatever.
Yeah, because it was like pouring down rain, wasn't it? Or was that 2023?
Pouring down rain,
he made the
cold.
cut. Yeah.
Freezing cold. He could barely walk on Saturday. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was wearing this.
Pink. Yeah. Because we tried to go back to the mocks to get some magic going.
Yeah.
We all had mocks. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Like, John, through this, like at one point, the account was doing giveaways and stuff, right? Like, so just at this point in my life, this was in 2020, John did a giveaway. I just happened to win it. And it was a mock. He sent me a mock. So I've got the red mock. I've got it in my closet in there. But I was also getting married like in a couple weeks after that. And ended up like it was a COVID wedding, so it ended up being we had to broadcast it like on our Facebooks and stuff. And John ended up posting the clip of my wife's vows to me about watching Tiger on the account. Like it was a whole thing. And then like I have photos from the wedding, like after it was over, I put on that red mock that he had sent that I'd won and took some pictures, and that it was just like a whole thing. So there's so much we didn't get into about all that, but it was
the story of me sleeping in my red mock the night of Augusta, Sunday, 2019.
Yeah.
For good luck, I was like, I'm gonna sleep in a red mock tonight on the Saturday night. It happened, yeah.
Well, when we do
I like to think you willed him through that because he'd never come back he'd never won a major without leading going into the final round, and we had it happen.
So is Tiger 1-0 and you sleeping in a red mock on Saturday before?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, we
before the Masters out. When coming from behind, like
before we wrap this up, let's just talk a little bit about the future. I mean, we've gone on a long time now, so we might as well just keep it rolling for a little bit. We don't really know what the future holds, right? We haven't seen a whole lot, haven't really been getting the updates like I used to. It's not to say there aren't updates, it's just I don't get the info as readily available as I used to. We've got the Tiger Woods Nexus Cup TGR Live charity event taking place tomorrow. It's actually starting tonight. Tiger's in New York right now for it. Tomorrow is kind of like the actual start of it, and they usually do like a clinic on the range at Liberty National for the guests that are there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he's healthy at all, this is when we would see him hitting balls. We have not seen him hit a golf ball since prior to the surgery, obviously, right? So surgery for his Achilles was back in March. So we haven't seen him since the TGL.
But we saw him dump. Let me see. What course was it that he was opening where he dumped a couple balls in the water on like a 100-yard shot, and then he had back surgery the
2016
next
Quicken
day.
Loans.
He was opening a course, so he hit like a 100-yard shot, and he dumped it in the water. It was
2016.
just a ceremonial thing, right?
No. He wasn't opening a course. It was media day for the Quicken Loans National in DC.
Okay. He
So
dumped
he
a couple, and then he had back surgery like the next day.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, there was two incidents. There was the 2016 Quicken Loans where that happened, or 2015, I think it was. And then there was he went to the course opening for the Paynes Valley.
Dumped a couple balls in the water on short shots.
In the water there.
We overreacted like crazy. We were analyzing his swing on a little half wedge shot when he hadn't hit any balls like at all.
Literally on the 19th hole there, I think.
And then he had back surgery like the next day.
Yeah.
John, would you be more surprised if we see him do swing or don't swing? I mean, I gotta imagine if he's actually out there, it's gonna be hard for him to not like chip a couple wedges just to like show that he's.
Well, it's the clinic, right? Like
that's why I said that story, because that's like, even if he's not 100% healthy, he can surely hit a couple wedges.
No, he had a couple of guys out there today, a couple of PGA Tour guys. I think Nick Dunlap was out there today, I want to say.
And Ben Griffin's the other one.
Ben Griffin were out there. So that's interesting to me. Like, they always do have a couple of those guys out there to hit some shots because Tiger's not there for the entire thing, right? Like last year at the clinic, they had Ricky Fowler on the range. Tiger was only hitting chip shots. So it'll be interesting to see if tomorrow he's hitting drivers or if he's just chipping, because it's going to be one or two. We're going to get some chip shots tomorrow morning of Tiger. That's almost a guarantee.
Okay, so you're confident. Because, I think if he's not healthy, then he just doesn't show his cards at all and wouldn't be doing he would just kind of stay quiet about it. I don't think he would even,
I think we're going to get some full swings.
I think he's going to give us something. He's got to give us something. He knows it's been a while, and he knows the people are looking for it, and he knows that TW Spot/Legion needs something good to post tomorrow.
Dude, he might.
Yeah, we do.
He might go recoil driver.
He might.
He might just pull it out and be like, "Peep this new surgery."
That'd be
it's
pretty
been
sick.
7 months since he had the surgery. Like,
we saw Bernhard come back quick from the same thing.
They're already hyping up the TGL for the 2026 season. And they're talking about, Tiger being there. Like, TGL put out a post a couple of days ago saying TGL is like the only place you can watch Tiger in the arena and whatever. So he's playing.
They better say in the damn arena, because we better see him on the damn golf course next year.
Yeah. So that's the other thing, right? We've talked extensively about it on this show, but how involved he will be in the Champions Tour. Will he play the majors next year? It all kind of remains to be seen, right?
Yeah.
God, man, I'm so excited. PNC can't get here soon enough. Hero can't get here soon enough. Tiger can't get back soon
Hero, enough. We got the Ryder Cup, as we've discussed, but I don't think Tiger's going to be too involved in that. Not a vice captain. Said he's talking to Keegan about strategy and whatnot, but they say this every year. They say every year that Tiger is involved, and
he's like the golf godfather. Like, they're definitely talking to him. Tiger, I know you're not watching this, but if you are, we miss you. Please come back.
Well, could all begin tomorrow, if you ask me. So we'll see what he does on the range at Liberty National. We could get chipping, we could get putting, we could get iron swings, we could get drivers, we could get stingers. We don't know. We really, really don't know. So we'll see tomorrow. And I will say by tomorrow, we'll have a much better indication of where he's at. at least publicly, in terms of what he wants to actually show people that where he's at with, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So looking forward to next week. Is next week when we're going to do the deep dive on the Ryder Cup?
Yeah.
Yes. Next week is going to certainly be a deep dive. We'll have the Pro Core to recap. We'll have the BMW PGA to recap. We'll kind of have a very good idea going into the Ryder Cup of who's hot and who's not. So we're going to do a full breakdown of the lineups going into the Ryder Cup. And we're all just so excited for the Ryder Cup. This event has been such a long time coming. And it's finally almost here. So,
John, you weren't here last week. So before we get out of here, let me ask you, let me go back into playing host for a half a second and half ask a question to you. What are your thoughts on Keegan not choosing himself?
I have mixed feelings, to be honest. On the one hand, I get it. It's good for the team in the sense that he is going to have his full attention on the team. He was originally picked to be the captain. He understands what is involved in the captaincy, being a vice captain previously. I think he was a vice captain. But on the other hand, it's like, everything was shaping up for him to play, not only play, but perform. They had set the stage for him to be a playing captain as well. That's where I think some of the disappointment comes into play. It would be one thing if he was just playing well, but decided he's going to focus on the captaincy. That would be one thing. But they've really hyped up the fact that he could be this playing captain. They changed the rules about it and all that, right? So I think that's where some of the disappointment comes from. And also the fact that he just has been playing well, like overall, right? I think we maybe wanted to see a little bit more, Joey, would you say? Like over the last month or so?
Yeah.
But he still had a couple good finishes.
I was about to say, back in like June, I mean, we were really trending towards like, all right, if he can go, I don't want to say like he even finished stagnant. I think it came down to the fact that like he can cover his own ass by not picking himself. Like his what if is benefits him. If he plays and they lose, the what ifs are against him, and then he's always got to play defense where it's like, well, I mean, I still should have picked myself, because then everyone's like, well, should he have if he ends up playing a factor and losing? Whereas now he gets to go do the Ryder Cup, which he's going to be a vocal captain. Like he's going to be fired up. Those crowds are going to be loving it. Like he's still going to be a big factor. I just think now he kind of doesn't have to worry with that in the back of his mind of, if I play like shit, I'm probably the reason that, like, I picked myself. Like he had to go play stellar if he's going to pick himself. So I think that pressure being off of him really lets him fulfill the roles of the captain, put somebody else on the team that might deserve it. That's really up for debate. But I think looking back on it, I mean, obviously I wanted to play, but it's probably the best move for the team and him. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm sure it sucks for him it's probably a really hard decision to make, especially after last Ryder Cup, all that drama going down with him. So I'm sure it was a really tough decision, but I'm sure it'll be the right one at the end.
No, I agree with you. In terms of the captaincy, it is the best decision from that aspect of it. I think there's just some disappointment amongst the fans because of all the build up to him playing. Like in a perfect world, I think he's just playing on the team.
Yeah.
And we don't even have to have this conversation about the captaincy, but it was all shaping up for that, right? Because of the being in the Northeast and whatnot. But you know what? It is what it is. He's not playing. He's going to be a better captain now for it. So I'm not disappointed in that sense, but also it's like what could have been, right? If he played. A couple of the picks were a little bit surprising to me, I would say, overall. But I think they did still assemble a good team and all. It's just the Euros are stacked.
on paper.
So on paper,
On
like they
paper.
are
Well,
a stacked. No,
on name value, though, it's name value though, because we had that whole chart about the strokes gained last week, where the U.S. actually has a slight advantage, which is weird to say, but
yeah,
it's
no,
going to be a whole thing. I'm excited for it. We're going to get so deep into that next week.
the other thing too, like to consider as well is it's in New York this year. Like, this isn't just in some random city like this isn't like Chicago or Whistling Straits or anywhere like that. Like there's already intimidation on foreign soil. But when you go into a place like New York, it's ratcheted up like times 100. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the Euros are not going to thrive or anything like that. Like they typically do. They really perform in these situations, but they're going to
Good
be
heels.
they're going to be under even more pressure and stress than they would be typically in a foreign location. So
yeah, they're gonna be riled up, and by they I mean the folks of New York and everywhere. I mean
they're going to be riled up. Like the American guys could be nervous as well, given that as well, right? Like
there's
this
definitely
is
more
gonna
pressure on the U.S. team by a mile. So I think that if there's one thing that gives us some hiccups, it's probably the first day pressure where it's like, all right, we have to go be perfect because we can't really lose our edge against Europe. Because you take an early trailing to Europe, it's going to be hard to come back. Luckily, in the U.S. and New York, maybe that's got some energy towards the latter half. But I would not want to fall behind to Europe early.
I have a strong feeling that this Ryder Cup's actually going to be close, though. On paper, the teams are very close in terms of like the strength of each team going in. Very, very close on paper. Yeah. I just think that we're going to see some guys on each team falter and some guys perform, and it's all just going to kind of come out in the wash. Like I could see the first day ending near a tie.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting to see. There's some guys on the team that are going to perform and some other guys are going to flop. We'll see how it all shakes out, but it should make for some, if it is close, it should make for some dramatic scenes on Saturday and Sundays, especially for the singles, because I think it's going to come down to that for sure. It always does, but
yeah, I don't think we're going to see a blowout. I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
All right, fellas. Well, I think this is probably a good spot to wrap it. Obviously a little bit of a different show today. Got into a lot of Tiger talk. There's not a whole lot going on in the world of golf right now. I mean, I know we have tournaments this week, but it's the slow season here as football really ramps up before the Ryder Cup. So it's been a good one, fellas. Episode 31. We will be back next week to really dig in and preview the Ryder Cup. As you guys mentioned, we'll be recapping the Procore, the BMW PGA, and big show next Monday night. So I hope you can join us then. In the meantime, you can follow our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Apple Music. We are also available live on YouTube, live on X every single week, typically 8:30 p.m. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Hope you have a great week. Peace.